I'm Melissa Torres.
And I'm Marmie Leach.
And this is Movin with Mel and Marm.
What's up, Dallas? It's December, and this month we're talking about how Compass is growing, as well as looking at a year in review of real estate.
Stay tuned to the end to find out our take on the craziest deal of the year. Okay, so is Ariana Grande in, did I say her name right?
Yeah. Actually, everyone's been saying her name wrong for ever since she's been famous. It's actually Grandy.
What?
Yes. I learned
Like the fast food restaurant, Grandy's?
Is that it? Yeah.
The place? I don't know if they're still in existence.
I don't think they are.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I think it's Grandy.
I'm pretty sure.
I think it is. Yeah, it's Grandy, but she just goes with it. She's like, everyone can call me Ariana Grande.
I mean, I would go with it too if I were her.
I mean,
Grande is better.
Grande's better. Yeah.
So is she in the movie version or the musical version?
She's in the movie.
Okay. So I just learned that there's a movie version.
I know. Where have you been?
I mean, I've seen videos about Wicked on TikTok, but they've been like videos of people dressing up to go see it.
Yeah.
And I watched one last night where a girl was having a major temper tantrum. I thought it was a joke, but I think it was real. She was having a full
tantrum about what?
Well, she painted herself green and they wouldn't let her in.
Stupid.
Full on green.
Yeah.
Head to toe green. And she literally was having a temper tantrum on the sidewalk like a 2-year-old.
Did they think it was going to get on the seats or something?
I can't tell you the last time I went to a movie.
You're really missing out.
I mean, I'm just uncultured.
I'm here to help. I am here to help.
I have no idea what's happening. I have no idea who any famous people are.
You're just not a part of it.
I just live in the moment.
Every podcast episode we record, I think I bring Melissa back to 2024 just a little bit more.
Well, okay. I mean, it's not just 2024 though. It's all of it. I don't know. I don't know.
Don't you want to see Wicked though? Don't you feel like you're missing out on what everyone's like, oh my God, it's so good. Freaking out about? Or no? Just doesn't interest you.
I just haven't really given it any thought.
It was so good, I have to say. Oh my gosh. First of all, Ariana Grande's first song, No One Mourns the Wicked, I can't stop singing it. And not well. I'm not singing it well because it's an extremely difficult song to sing. She does whistle notes in it where she was it's crazy. And she took all these voice lessons before she even tried out for it. Because she I'm committing to this. I want this so bad.
Yeah.
So super impressive. And then Elphaba, what's her name? Cynthia Erivo. Am I saying her name right?
I hope I am.
She's incredible. Incredible. I saw Wicked probably 10 years ago, probably even longer. And so I couldn't on the play or the musical.
Yeah.
They came to Dallas and I saw them. And I don't know who the cast was. It wasn't the original cast. It was a traveling cast, but it was so good. But it'd been so long that I didn't remember the story.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was really fun to go to the movie with fresh eyes, knowing I knew the songs and I knew a little bit, but I couldn't fully remember every detail of what happens.
Mm.
So, it was just amazing. I'm going to have to go again. I'm freaking out about it.
So yeah, I will go and see Wicked.
You need to go see it.
I'll take Maddie.
And then I want to talk to you about all the what you think it means, all the cultural references, everything, what you think about Elphaba, all that.
Okay.
That is time. We're going to culture you a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, so much has happened since we recorded our last episode.
I know. Thanksgiving happened.
I went to England and I cannot stop talking about it.
Oh yeah, I forget. You have this amazing, you did so many things this month.
I have done so many things. I've lived so many lives this month. Yeah. First, after we recorded, I went to England and it was incredible. The architecture, just as someone who loves houses,
mm-hmm.
The architecture was beyond this world. I mean, it was just things that we don't see here. I saw buildings that were over 1,000 years old.
Wow.
churches, like little Roman towns that were built. I mean, it was just crazy. And they just embrace old buildings.
Mm-hmm.
And it got me thinking, if we had, and when I came back, you know, you always get like a depression after vacation when you come home and you're like, welcome back to the urban sprawl. No, I'm just kidding. We love Dallas. But I was just like, oh my gosh, like, can you imagine living in all that beauty around you? I think there would be less. Do you think that we would like not be so worried about functionality if we had that much beautiful architecture around us? Or do you think we would still like tear down and be worried about functionality?
I don't know. I think that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Because I mean, definitely not the same level as England, but I mean, there are some like older houses here that are beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't think I would want to live in one.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate them. I love them, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, especially with kids.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Here's a serious question.
Yeah.
Is British makeup a thing, or London makeup a thing?
London makeup. They do their makeup a different way?
Yes. Do you not know this?
Okay. One thing I've noticed was that nobody cared about their hair. And as someone who's really bad at hair, I just learned how to use a curling iron. But as someone who's been very bad at hair for a long time, and I just wear it like I like kind of like messy hair,
Mm-hmm.
it was so amazing.
So everybody's makeup looked like normal. I'm gonna have to pull a video from TikTok and send it to you. And
Are
see,
you
like,
thinking about the girl who's like, step to the beat, step to the beat?
okay, no, like there's like this trend.
Where they like wear a lot of makeup?
Yes.
Okay. Not a London girly. Do you remember this song in 2020 on TikTok?
Yes, I do.
Oh, told me I'm M to the B, coming in hard, you better watch it, so be. I think you're the only girl doing grime. M to the B says that in much. Coming in hard with my bars. Sophie Aspen is about to get bargy.
Chav.
Oh, okay.
That's what it's called.
British child makeup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got makeup. Okay. So England was amazing. I'm obsessed with the architecture. I feel like I need to buy. So we splurged on one hotel and we stayed. It was in an English manor, and this old manor house on this 100-acre estate. And I mean, I will post some pictures on our team TikTok so that people can see it, or Instagram so people can see it, because it was just stunning. I could not believe it. And it inspired me. I was like, I need to get my house together and really step it up on decor. Maximalism is popular there. They're not minimalist. They like color. They're not afraid of color, and not bright colors, more toned down.
Yeah.
But it was just so quaint, and they're not afraid of having a coat rack with coats hanging on it in the front.
Mm-hmm.
They're not afraid of messy quaintness.
Well, probably because there's not as many closets.
Yeah, there's not as much room,
So
and you need your coat and your rain boots every time you go out. So
that's super awesome. How was your Thanksgiving?
it was great. It was really good. I spent time with my sister and her new baby.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, how was yours?
It was good. So we went to my cousin's house. She has this really beautiful house in Lakewood. And so this is classic my family.
Uh-huh.
The party was supposed to start at 2:30.
Okay.
I got there at 3. I was the first to arrive.
Oh my God. I love that.
We did not eat until 6 or 6:30.
Oh my gosh.
So, it was a little bit of a long, but it was nice to see. My sister came in from Denver. So it was nice to see her and her fiance. And we had a good time.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. Yeah.
And then the day after, we went to the Arboretum.
Oh, how was that?
It was great. So we usually do the 12 Days of Christmas at night. We did it during the day. And it's not the same. They don't have as many of the little carts set up to get hot chocolate. I mean, they still have the cafe and stuff, but it's during the day. But it was warmer, so it was more enjoyable.
That is more enjoyable.
So I was like, I think that we might do it during the day now.
We just have such an amazing arboretum.
We do.
So lucky.
We do. And this is the first year that I didn't renew our membership, because last year we did not go at all.
Yeah.
And then I went and I was like, okay, we're going to come more.
Well, especially with that many family members, it's like by the time you pay for it twice for like 5 people,
Yes,
then
it's worth it. So I renewed my membership. So I'm like, okay, I need to go again. So we might do 12 Days of Christmas again at night.
Yeah.
Because it is, the Christmas Village is not open during the day.
Oh.
So that is a big, we'll have to do it again. Because it is, if you are in Dallas, go to the Arboretum.
It's amazing.
It is totally worth it.
It's like Disney World.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
Well,
right.
at Disney World. But it's like, it's just so well put together. I like don't understand how like they like plant, replant, like move things around. Like it's just,
I know.
it's
And
amazing.
you know, they do
production.
plant sales.
Oh, do they? Like
Yeah.
of stuff that they pull up.
Mhm.
That's good.
So I was like, okay.
Sometimes I wonder, like, what are they doing with these plants they pull up after a month?
Yeah. I'm like, all of the, so each one of the snow globes is like surrounded with boxwoods.
Yes.
And I'm like, I need to get some of those boxwoods.
But they're like high quality boxwoods.
Yes.
True.
Yes. So, and then they're like not brand new boxwoods.
Yeah.
And have been like very well fertilized. I'm like, I need to find out when those boxwoods go on sale.
Yeah.
And get me some boxwoods. Our current event for today is forecasting into 2025.
Yes.
Super exciting that Dallas is going to be one of the best markets, real estate markets next year.
I'm excited. I mean, I can see it. I feel the energy happening right now. It's like picking up.
It is picking up.
Yeah.
And after the last, I don't know, year and a half, I'm ready for it. Like, I don't want to go back to craze markets, and I don't think we will. Like, unless the interest rates drop super low, which I don't think is going to happen. Like, we're not going to see that COVID era craze. But I am ready for things to be moving.
Yeah. I am too. I'm going to plug Compass but that's why private exclusive with Compass is so helpful, because in a slower market or in a market where it's just hard to predict, you can really test the waters without your listing getting stale on the market. It's perfect, especially for this time of year.
Yeah. And for houses, like I have a listing now that we're doing a lot of work to it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're putting it in private exclusive because it's not ready to be shown yet, but we want people to know, hey, this is coming.
Yeah.
So there's like a lot of different.
And it allows us to market it to like our sphere and within Compass. And it's like the nice thing is there's an actual landing page for people to find it. It's searchable.
Yeah.
That is huge, especially with thousands of agents at Compass. I think we have thousands.
Oh, we have thousands.
Oh,
yeah. You see the news?
Christie's. Oh my.
And
That's
at
our current event.
You're right.
Okay. Scratch that, but we can still talk about it. Our current event is Compass acquiring Christie's.
Yes.
That is huge.
I know. My jaw dropped when I saw that announcement.
I mean, to me, that's a game changer.
Mm-hmm. Compass is definitely expanding and growing. So
I am so excited.
and it's Christie's and at properties.
Are they going to have to change their branding to black, or are they going to be red still?
Well, when we met with the marketing people, they said that they were researching colored logos. So maybe they got an exception because they're
a little Easter egg. Maybe they did get an exception.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that like at some point, like, you know, we want good branding, but like black and white. I mean, people change their branding all the time. Okay, our topic today, now that we're like 48 minutes in, just kidding, is year in review.
I know. How is it the end of the year, first of all?
I do not know. This year went, every year I say that, but this year went faster than others.
No, they're speeding up.
Yeah.
I mean, really. And how am I almost 40?
Don't say that. I know. We're not almost 40. We're 36.
I mean, that's almost 40.
No, it's not. 39 is almost 40. 36 is almost 37.
It's true, but we're closer to 40 than we are to 30. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's true that the older you get, the faster time goes by.
I think so.
Yeah.
Time is a thief.
It is, but it's the end of the year. It's the holidays.
Another year.
And you have
Next year I will be celebrating 10 years in real estate.
Me too.
Like since my license, yeah.
Well, I got licensed in 2012, so I've been licensed longer, but I went full-time real estate in 2015.
Yeah, same. I think we went around the same time.
I know.
You had Nicholas, and he was such a little baby, and you brought him to the office. Sometimes he was so cute. I remember.
I know. So when I started, I went full-time real estate when I was pregnant. And so the first year of Nicholas's life, he lived at our restaurant that we had at the time or on showings with me.
Yeah. That's so fun, though.
It is
Like,
fun.
what a memory.
And he would go, like, when he was like 2, he would walk around the neighborhood with my mother-in-law, and he would either pretend to talk on the phone to clients.
Oh yeah, I remember when he would be like, I'm talking to my clients.
Or B, point out features on houses, and his favorite feature to point out were screen doors.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know where that came from, but he's like, the screen door.
Screen doors are awesome.
I mean, Nicholas is like such a person. Like, I feel like he knows who he is.
He has a very strong personality.
Yeah. I feel like all my kids have strong personality, but they're all very, very different. But Nicholas is definitely like the business go-getter. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, how about Jonathan handing out the candy canes? Oh, I like at the Highlands. He killed it.
Okay, he was
He
like,
made sure everybody had a candy cane.
yeah, he was super aggressive, but in the best way possible. And you missed it, but towards the end, he started making people give him high fives for the candy cane.
A high five, and I'll give you a candy.
But he would go, I only got one video of him because I was like trying to make sure that I didn't get videos of anybody else's kids because I didn't want to be like weird. But he would be like, do you want one? Do you want one? Do you want one? And some people he went to multiple times.
Yeah.
But it was really funny.
There was this one kid that would come up like every 30 minutes and be like, can I have a candy cane? And be like, didn't you already have one? He'd be like, but I mean, the more the merrier. Like, yeah, I'm happy to give you 1,000,000 candy canes. I just don't think your parents knew that you had like 5 candy canes.
Well, there was a group of like probably 10 to 12-year-olds that were like trying to storm John. Like, I had to go up and be like, y'all do not,
like 5.
do not steal these candy canes out of his hand. Like, do not rip them out of his hands.
Still like 120 candy canes. So everybody's going to be getting candy canes. Of course, that's sure. I ordered way too many.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am going to tell you some stats, and I want to get your reaction to it.
Okay.
So these are stats of things that have changed throughout, like from January 2024 to December 2024, how the market has changed. And we pulled Dallas County and Collin County. Okay. We're going to start with Dallas County.
Okay.
The average sales price is up 1.9%, and that's for single family in Dallas County.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Okay. The percentage of closed price to list price in Dallas County is 97.2%. That's down 0.8%.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's higher or lower than you thought?
Well, so I think that I pulled the MLS as a total because the last buyer that I talked to, I thought it was closer to 93%.
Yeah.
But I think that was for total MLS. But it does show that, like, we're negotiating more. Because at one point, it was like 104 to 110%. And now it's under list price.
Yeah.
So we're negotiating more. It definitely depends on your pricing strategy, too. I think the reason why that's 97% is because sellers are still wanting to list higher. And I just had a conversation with a seller that we're listing. He's like, well, I want to list higher so that we can come down. Okay, I understand that mentality, but depending on how you list, especially if it's like significantly higher, you're probably going to end up having to chase buyers.
This is the real shocker. Supply is up 37.5% from a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by that.
I think what we need to realize is how much of a supply shortage we had. And like last year, so for me, it was June of 2023 is when I felt like the brick wall.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that things were like selling super low or, anything like that. It was that things weren't selling.
Yeah.
There was nothing happening in the market. Like that's what was happening. And so supply is up from where it was last year, but we were in such a deficit that it doesn't necessarily mean that we have like a 6-month supply.
Yeah. No, it's actually like 3.2,
which is a neutral market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've been low supply. I mean, it's probably been 15 years that we've been low supply.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a major shift
in
supply. There's a lot to choose from. Closed sales are up in Dallas County 0.6%. So we've closed 0.6% more than we closed last January.
See, that seems low to me, but
Yeah. You think it would have been we closed more?
yeah. Just because I think last December or last November, because I guess that's when it would be pulling from, like comparing a year ago.
From November, yeah.
It's just like nothing was happening.
Mhm.
But so I thought that it would be higher, but
Yeah.
that's interesting.
I mean, I really feel like this year, like this time last year, we were all like, okay, 2024 is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And it didn't. I mean, it got really busy in April.
See, I've been
least?
this year in the fall.
Yeah. We also pulled Collin County because we have a lot of listeners there and we sell in Collin County. We sell in a lot of counties.
But Dallas and Collin, I think, are the majority.
We can't pull them all. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be here for like 3 hours if we pull them off. But if you would like more stats from us, just DM us or email us if you have our email. Contact us. We'll help you get some stats just so you can kind of, understand the market. It's important to go in with, if you're going to buy or sell next year, it's important to kind of understand where you're at. Okay. Collin County, average sale price down 3.8%.
That does not surprise
That's
me.
hefty.
Yeah. The suburbs have been hit harder from what I have seen than Dallas County, because the suburbs are, and not everywhere. Like it also is micro, like Plano is far enough south that you're not really competing with McKinney. But there's a lot of new construction still. And I think that in this market with the interest rates, the builders are offering like these huge rate buy downs, and resellers just cannot compete with those buy downs. So that does not surprise me. Yeah.
And these incentives that these builders are offering are like, it is really easy to get swept up in that. And you just got to be careful. You need representation, like even with a builder.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they do not represent you. But I understand, like my buyers that I had last year, they opted to go new construction. Yeah. And so we, and I still worked with them.
Yeah.
But it was because of number one, it's nice to have a new house, even though new houses aren't perfect. And there's like different builders, different quality, like there's things still, but just between having like an 8% interest rate, I think is what they were in October, versus the buy down that the builder was offering was like 4.99%. There was a huge difference. October of last year in 2023.
That was the height.
Yeah.
Okay. Collin County percentage of closed price to sales price, 97.1. So very similar to Dallas, but down 0.5% from last year. So similar stats to Dallas on that. Okay. Supply in Collin County is up 40.9% from last year. So I think it was like 2.1 months this time last year, and now 3.2 or 3.3 months.
Yeah.
Supply.
Well, and the suburbs, so when COVID happened, the suburbs were crazier than Dallas. I mean, Dallas was crazy, but the suburbs were crazy.
Yeah.
So, and just like that means that there was a huge supply shortage. I think the supply shortage in the suburbs was more than it was in Dallas, and which is hard to, comprehend because Dallas was so short.
Yeah.
So that doesn't surprise me.
I think the supply increase is not necessarily like we have enough housing now. I still think we're short on housing for the people.
Yeah.
Here, I think it's just more people weren't making moves.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, and then the last stat for Collin County, closed sales are up 6.4%.
Okay.
So pretty high
Yeah.
for Collin County. Collin County saw typically, even with COVID, saw some pretty drastic changes, because even when 2021, when things were wild, their pricing increased over 20%.
Oh, yeah.
Which is insane.
Yeah. I mean, the suburbs,
correcting a little bit.
Yeah, the suburbs in general, increased substantially.
Yeah.
During COVID.
Yeah. So, okay. And then we thought we'd pull some stats on interest rates too. So this time last year, rates were at about 6.6%. January 1 of last year. January 1 of 2024, sorry. And then today they're in the upper sixes, just kind of, it all depends on your credit score and everything, but like average is like 6.81%.
Yeah.
But the peak was in October of 2023. It went over 8%.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's also why we are seeing a little bit of an increase from last year to this year, because like last fall, 2023, the rates just got so high. I mean, we were like just at a complete standstill for a while.
Yeah.
So, well, the market was. We were still doing things.
Yeah.
We were still selling.
Yeah.
Just because the market's slow doesn't mean we're not selling. There are definitely people who need to buy and sell during any market. And I like, what do you think is going to happen to the rates? A lot of people think they're going to go down next year. What do you think? Do you plead the fifth?
So I follow an economist who, so I'll just kind of share what he's shared. Like the rates are predicted to go down.
Mm-hmm.
However, inflation will probably go up.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point the rates will have to go up to combat inflation.
So we're talking like a several year window that the economist said?
Well, I mean, it'll depend on how aggressively things go down.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to go down. I hate to break it to you guys. But
I think they're going to go into like the sixes.
Yeah.
Well, like low sixes, fives.
Yeah.
I don't think, I mean, they're never going to go down barring economic catastrophe.
Yeah.
They're not going to go down to 3.
Oh, yeah.
Probably even 4%. But I could see high fives, low sixes.
We could, like, people could use a little bit of relief because with the pricing, it's just really hard to make a move up right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think that what we need really in Texas is property tax reform. I think that
Interesting.
I think that is a huge barrier to moving up.
Yeah.
And I think it's also a barrier for seniors that, I mean, I've had clients that have had to sell their homes because of property taxes.
Yeah. It's very difficult that you have to go really far out for like something under 400,000 or under 500,000. And there's not necessarily the same infrastructure out there.
Yeah.
And so I think that's one really good thing about what Frisco's doing is like it's becoming its own city.
Yeah.
I think Denton's growing a lot right now. So I think that like if they can expand, if they can create more hubs and expand around that, I think that'll be better than just Dallas or just Fort Worth being the hub.
Mm-hmm.
Because then that makes it difficult.
Yeah.
We need more jobs out there. And I do think that is going to happen. I think there's a lot of companies, especially like tech companies going to Allen.
Yeah. And then TI is doing Sherman.
TI and Sherman.
Okay. And this is
It's going to be huge.
This is not fact checked at all. So this could be totally off basis.
We're just making stuff up here. Okay?
But I did hear that there may be plans for a future airport.
In McKinney.
Not in McKinney. I mean,
Not doing that one anymore?
well, McKinney is trying to expand. They are trying to be a left field. It did not pass in the last election because of a bond issue, I think is what was the issue. But I heard about another one.
Where?
I don't want to say it's north, but I don't want to say just in case it's like totally false.
Okay.
But I do think that in the next 5 to 10 years, we are going to see a major change in where centers are in the Metroplex.
Yeah.
Dallas is busy. Frisco is busy. Rockwall County is busy. I mean, Rockwall County doesn't have as many restaurants and stuff, but if you're living in Fate or Roy City or Forney and you're trying to get to Costco, you're going to
the closest Costco.
Rockwall, you're going to be stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
And if you're in...
They've got to fix that traffic there.
Oh, they're expanding it. I mean, they are working on it, but it's just, it grew so fast that like, especially in Forney, there's a 2-lane road. So probably about 5 to 7 years ago, I was telling Peter, you need to open a Chubby's in Forney.
Yeah.
You need to open one in Forney. So we were driving through Forney and Peter like looked around. He has not been to Forney in probably 5 to 7 years since I've been telling him that.
Yeah.
He was like, you were right. So now on the record, let me just say that I've been telling him you need to open a restaurant in Sherman, Texas. So we're going to save this and bookmark this and come back in 5 years and see what has happened in Sherman, Texas. What do you think 2025 is going to be like?
what do I think 2025 is going to be like? I think people are going to be surprised that the interest rates are not going to drop to like 3 or 4%. I think that we'll see them go down a little bit. I'm really hoping they're going to stay more consistent because that's been the most stressful thing for buyers is like one day they're 6.3 and then they're 6.8 again. So it just, and that changes I know it feels like not that big of a deal, but it just, like if we're talking half a point or a point, it kind of changes and you are like at the edge of where your monthly payment needs to be. It does kind of change what we're looking at.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they stay consistent. I think they will. I think next year people are just going to kind of lean into like, these are what the rates are. These are not bad rates in the history of real estate investing.
Mhm.
Let's just move forward and continue with our life and stop worrying about them going down.
Yeah. Well, and at some point, like you have to, there's things that happen, like you have to move. Like there's no,
Right.
Yeah. So, and I think that that's what's happened like towards the end of the year is that people have realized like, okay, we need to move.
I agree.
And I do think, and I've said this before, that like if you are renting and you can afford to buy as soon as possible. I think the biggest challenge is if you are already a homeowner and you're like, you can make your current house work. I think that that's the challenge when you're looking, like, when do you move up from there?
That's the hardest part. I think if you don't own anything, this is the best time you could ever buy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know the rates look scary, but you can get a deal on a house. You can
Absolutely. Oh,
and you have a
speaking,
lot of options to choose from.
yeah, speaking of that, I have a VA closing today.
Oh, this is super exciting.
And
Tell me about this a little bit.
yeah. And so a VA buyer, they are getting cash back at closing. And they also had, I'm not going to do the actual numbers. I'm going to do the number above. So their house appraised for $85,000 more than they're paying for it.
That's amazing. But not just 85,000, like what percentage of the sales price is that? Well, then that might actually tell people the numbers. We're not supposed to.
I need a calculator. Anyways, to do that, I have no idea.
It's about,
I think it's about 20%.
yeah.
I mean, under 20%, but about 20%.
That's insane.
Yeah. And it's in a super competitive price point.
Like, what a win.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So,
And I would say a great way to close out the year, but you have other closings happening this year. It's not your last one. We're going to go to our question from a listener. So our question from a listener is, what was the most significant or craziest deal you had this past year?
for me, it was probably this deal that's closing today
Yeah.
because we negotiate, number one, getting cash back. Number two, the amount that it appraised over what they're paying for it. And then number three, we had repairs that we negotiated and they were supposed to be done 5 days before closing. And we did a re-inspect yesterday and the roof was being put on. And
Oh my God.
at like the day before closing. And they didn't even finish the roof yesterday. They had to come back and finish it today. So we have a final lock in about an hour. And hopefully we're closing today.
That is so stressful. Well, good luck heading there. I would say my craziest one that I was like really excited about was I had a listing and the buyer came back with like $150,000 off the price for repairs and we negotiated them to $0. So that was super fun. I was like, nope, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
And do you know why we were able to do that? Because it was off market. It's off market. And we had the leverage. And that is why off market prior to listing, it doesn't always sell off market.
Yeah.
But that is why you at least try. There is I can't think of a single negative to not put it on Compass Exclusive and try off market for a little bit.
Right.
We want to thank you for listening today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and review our channel.
Check out the link in our bio. This is Movin with Mel and Marm. I'm Melissa Torres.
And I'm Marmie Leach. See you next time.